Hey, what's up? This Unc, man. Hey, listen. So there was a post on Facebook, and the post said that it was a post by a woman, and the woman said a man's woman knows more about him than his mother, and she was saying that when a woman dating a man or married to a man, that woman knows more about that man than his mother do. And I didn't agree to it. I didn't agree. I said I don't. I said I don't agree. I don't agree with this. I personally think a mother knows more about her son than anybody. Then I got to thinking, you know what? This is a whole different generation, bro. This is a whole different generation of mothers raising kids. This is a whole different generation of mothers raising children, man. When I was growing up, like I said, I'm 56 years old. So I'm around the Tupac era. So when I was growing up, if you hear Tupac talk about his mom and his songs, like their mama, like if you listen to Tupac talk about his mother, he had so much love and admiration for his mother that it was unbelievable. And if you listen, and if you actually go back and listen to guys my age talk about their mothers, you would see the love that they have for their mothers, the love that they like their mother was their everything. And even Kevin Samuels, I know a lot of black women don't like talking about Kevin Samuels, but even Kevin Samuels had mentioned that a man's best friend, a man's love is his mother. That's a man's love. Like, a man's love is his mother. And a woman's love is supposed to be her father. But because there are so many absent fathers in out here, that a woman has to cling to a boyfriend. A woman has to cling to a boyfriend because there are so many absent fathers out here. Fathers are not being fathers to their daughters. They're not making their daughters love them. You got There's daughters out here that hate their fathers because they absent. They haven't been in their life. But if that father comes to her graduation, watch how she light up. If that father comes to her birthday, watch how she light up. But in her heart, she love him. But he just been absent, so can't she can't develop a emotional attachment to him because he never you wasn't there. But when you there, she's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just watch her. Watch, just like if you ever go to like a cookout or something, or go to a birthday or something where your homegirl father ain't around, right? Just peep game. Like, just go somewhere where like go, you got a homegirl, right? You're a female, you got a homegirl. And her father not around. Father don't be in her life like that. But then he'll pop up around her. Watch how she act. Watch how your homegirl act, man. Watch her. That motherfucker gonna be. She might act like she ain't happy. Like, can't stand that nigga, but watch. Watch how she act. Watching that man say, "Hey, come here," and she watch. What, daddy? What, daddy? Watch how she say, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." Watch it. That's my daddy. And watch how she tell people. Watch how she talk about him. Like, and this nigga probably ain't been in her life. He probably see her. This man probably see her like once a week, probably, if that. You know what I'm saying? He probably see her once a week, if that. But watch when she see him, how she act. Man, that girl act different, bro. Like, she is happy to see that man. That's how much joy a father brings to their daughter. And that's how it's supposed to be. A father's supposed to be your daughter's ultimate male. Like, you supposed to be, as a father, you supposed to be your daughter's ultimate male. Your daughter's supposed to be able to go to you and talk to you like a son talked to his mother. But in actuality, the son's supposed to talk to the dad about his personal issues, and the daughter talk to the mother. But in in the role that a man play in both the kid's life, certain things a father needs to know in order to get his children to bob and weave. Because only a man know how to bob and weave. You know what I'm saying? A woman ain't supposed to be bobbing and weaving, man. That's not her job to bob and weave. Woman, you there when that shit, when the bob and weave and he happen to get bop, man, you catch him. That's your job, man. You catch him. Catch the wounds. If he start crying, you go cry on your mama's shoulder. She start crying, go cry to your mama. Mama, catch the wounds. She baby the wounds. That's the mama job. But the dad job is bob and weave. Bob and weave. You gotta teach the daughter how to bob and weave. You know what I'm saying? Away from these clown ass niggas. Bob and weave. Same thing with the son. You teach the son how to bob and weave from these clown ass niggas and females. You feel me? You know what I mean? That's what the job of a father is. So back to the original post was the father thing. I mean the mother thing. And when I read it, I was like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever read in my life. A woman knows her boyfriend, her man more than the mom. I was the stupidest shit ever. Then I got to thinking, had to pause and back up. This generation, you're right. Because this generation of mothers, y'all don't know y'all kids. What y'all do? Honestly, look. I want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention to your home. All y'all females that don't have kids, that got homegirls that got kids. Pay attention to what they do. Watch what they do. Give them a cell phone. Go. And they brag about their kids got iPhones. My son got iPhone 1. My son got iPhone 13. My son got iPhone 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Like all these iPhones. But they not paying attention to their son. They don't know what the fuck their son's watching. They don't know what their son doing. They don't know what's on their son's mind. Even growing up to teenagers. What the mothers do. The mothers think y'all ain't got time. Y'all don't have time to sit and talk to the kids. To get to know the kids. To know your teenage boy. Why? Because you working 2-3 fucking jobs. So you right. From 35 and under, y'all don't have time to know your sons. So you absolutely right. That's why the sons cling to these girlfriends and they talk to these girlfriends about their intimacy, about their life, about what's going on with them. Because they don't talk to you. Mama, you ain't got time to listen to your son because you got to work. And if you ain't working, you in the fucking, you running behind, you running around Big Ray Ray. You chasing Big Ray Ray up and down the street because you trying to find love in Big Ray Ray. You running behind Pookie. So you ain't got time to be understanding and getting to know your teenage son because you too busy chasing Pookie. You feel me? But in my generation, our parents actually took us to the park, played with us. My mother, Tupac mother, all us in our 50s, our parents, I was raised by a single mother. My mother took me to the zoo, took me to the circus, took me to the park, swung me in the park, played football with me, basketball with me. My mother sat me down, talked to me. Bruh, I remember one time my fucking zipper my dick got caught in my zipper. And I probably was like 10 or 11. My by this time I'm peeing, like my mom ain't gotta assist me to pee. I'm peeing, you know, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm at the point, mom, get out of the bathroom, I got this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so at this point, I'm in my zipper, my dick got caught in my zipper. Who the fuck you think I called? Mama! And she came, she told me, take a deep breath. I was like, what? Because that was my first time my dick ever got caught in my zipper. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. I was like, mama! She came in there, she seen that shit, she said, listen, take a deep breath. I was like, what you going to do? Take a deep breath, and she zipped that shit down. I was like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, just be careful from now on. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. I couldn't say daddy, because that motherfucker went there. So I had to call my mother. I remember my first time, man, falling in love with a woman. My very first time falling, I mean, like, you know, nigga had girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about falling in love, like really in love, bringing this woman to my mother's house, and me, I'm gonna live with my mother, bringing this woman to the house, and my mother meeting her and everything, and then this bitch cheated on me. You talking about a nigga crying? I'm in the room crying. She comes in the room. What's wrong with you? I'm crying, bawling. What's wrong with you? And she, you know what I'm saying? She knew. She was like, and she had that conversation with me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the intimate shit that mothers do with their sons, bro. But y'all, 35 and under, y'all ain't doing this shit because your son is crying to the streets. Cause you ain't got time to hear your son. Your son is crying to the streets. If your son fall in love with a girl, he ain't gonna come tell you because you ain't got time to listen to him because you too busy chasing Ray Ray and Big Pookie and Big Ray Ray and Big Horse. You too busy out there chasing behind love because y'all women are looking for a motherfucker to love y'all instead of taking care of you, instead of getting to know your children, especially your sons. And so I had to come back at that conversation like, okay, you know what, you're right, because I'm in a different generation, man. I'm in a different generation than y'all. I'm from the generation where our parents actually was there for us. Like my mother was there for my mother did work, but she didn't work no two jobs. She worked one job, and she did whatever she did. Whatever hustle she had. I think my mother sold Tupperware or some other shit. But whatever she did, I think my mother sold Tupperware, and I think she sold liquor too. Like I think on the weekends she had like little parties and she would sell liquor. So whatever she did on the side to make that extra income, that's what she did. And I remember she would tell me to stay in the room, don't come out the room, and that type shit. Or she would send me up to my friend's house, and I would spend the weekend with my friend. I would spend the night with my friend that Friday. Like Friday night, I spend with my friend Friday night. I come home during the day. Saturday night, go back upstairs, spend Saturday night spend the night up there with my friend. Sunday morning, bring your ass back downstairs. That's how that shit went. My mother didn't play. Like my mother was my mother, and I think I could speak for men my age that I think all the single men my age, mothers were in their life. Their mothers were intimately knowing them. They knew them. My mother knew me. My mother knew when I was lying. My mother knew when I was lying. Like I could sit in my mother's face and be like, I ain't do that. She'd be like, boy, you fucking lying. Get out my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be dead ass lying. I never did drugs in my life. I never did drugs. And I remember one time I was acting weird. I was acting weird. I was a wild nigga. So everybody thought I was on coke. Like, yo, this nigga on coke because you doing some cokehead shit. My mother looked at them niggas like, my son don't do coke. My son don't do drugs. I never did drugs a day in my life. My mother knew I was not ever on no coke. Niggas was putting out rumors that I was on coke. A nigga on coke. He on coke. My son ain't on no coke. My son don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. I ain't never did drugs in my life. Never did drugs in my life. I smoked a joint. In my life, I could say I smoked a joint 5 times. I smoked weed 5 times in my life. To this day, 5 times. 5 fucking times in my life. I smoke weed. And I'm talking about I'm done. Type shit. But it's the generation gap. I think the generation 35 and under, I think, if you are 35 and under and you got a son, well, if you are 35 and under, nah, if you are 20 something, your 20s, if you're in your 20s, 30, if you're in your 20s, 30, I think your if you're a boy, your man, I think your girl probably would know more about you because these women now are bringing men into their homes. They're letting men live with them, and so they're there all the time with this man. So yeah, you would know. She would know you more than your mom because, like I said, your mom, that generation of men, mothers wasn't in their life. Like they live with their mother and all that shit, but their mother didn't really know them. Their mother didn't really know them because you got these boys now gang banging and shit. Like I want y'all to watch something. I'm gonna show y'all good examples of movies that y'all should watch. I want y'all to watch Good Times. I want y'all to watch. I'm seriously, do this. I want y'all to watch shows like Good Times. I want y'all to watch The Cosby Show. I want y'all to watch all those 70s and 80s shows, and I'll show you how parenting was so deep, where the parents actually invaded the kids' privacy. And that's what was happening in my generation. My mother invaded my privacy. Like, she went in my drawers, she went in my closet. She like, my mother did that type shit. Like, my mother would go in my closet and my drawers and pull out my pants and my shit in my drawers and look in my closet. The fuck you got in here? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. She would go up under my bed to see if I hid shit up under my bed. Like, my mother in my closet, in my pockets, hell. My mother would like go in my shit. Like, what you got in here? What you hiding? You know what I'm saying? She'll go on my school books and pay every page. She would look on every page to see was I scribble scrabbling some wild shit. Like, for real. My mother was that type of woman, bro. And see, I was in the era where we had pages. We didn't have cell phones yet. So in my teenage years, we didn't have cell phones. Yeah, I'm that old. We didn't have cell phones. We had pages. And car phones had just hit. So you had to be like a balling nigga to have a car phone. And like, if you look at movies like Paid in Full, you would see where a motherfucker had them big ass phones. Yeah, shit like that. Like, even Biggie, like, even if you watch the movie Notorious Big, you see how Biggie mother was going through his closet, going through his shit. Like, that's what our mothers was doing back then. Now, y'all mothers ain't doing that shit. Y'all don't care. Y'all let them boys do what the fuck they do, bruh. And y'all call that parenting. That's not parenting. Y'all making TikToks with your sons and your kids, and y'all thinking y'all friends with you. My mother, our parents, that's the difference. Our parents wasn't our friends. Our parents were our parents. My mother was not my friend. Tupac mother was not his friend. Biggie mother was not his friend. All these rappers in my era that y'all consider the greatest rappers, great rappers, their mothers was not their friends. Their mothers were their parents. The problem is y'all are being your kids' parent. You too busy trying to be your son's friend. I look on Instagram and all these social media pages, all these young girls with boys. That's my little man. That's my man. That's my little man. This is my best friend. I love him so much. Got him looking like a little girl and shit with braids in his hair and all these designs in his hair. And no, that's not your friend. That's your son. This is where it starts. You cannot be friends with your fucking kids. You have to be the parent. And this is where the problems start, because then you start smoking reefer with your friends, you start doing TikToks with your friends, you start being on social media with your kids, and next thing you know, your kids is cursing you out, calling you a bitch and all that shit, and you looking at them and you looking all dumbfounded like, why you calling me a bitch? I'm your mother. No, you a bitch. You know why? Because that's your friend. Because you made your child your friend. You cannot be friends with your child. Your child is your child. You have to be the parent. And that's what my generation of parenting was. Our parents was not our friends. They were our parents. They were pop us in the mouth if we said some foul shit. If we disrespected adults, it would pop us in the mouth. Now, y'all on some shit like, if I don't care how old that person is, if that person disrespect you, you disrespect them back. Nah, bro. No, you don't disrespect adults. Period. If an adult disrespect you, you got a cell phone. Mama, daddy, Miss So-and-so just cursed me out. Word, I'm coming up there. I handle that. You don't say nothing to her. This is another video I gotta make. I made this video about that question about the male son being best friends with the girl. This was about, but I gotta make another video about parenting. Like, y'all have to get back to parenting. This is the reason why your sons are not telling y'all things intimately, and they're telling the streets. And y'all wondering, damn, I ain't know my son was a gangbanger. I ain't know my son killed 3 people. I ain't know my son sold drugs. I ain't know my son was gay. I ain't know my son was this and that, because y'all not intimately being in your kid's life. And I'm going to talk about that in another video.